Hi, welcome back to Ltd Ec Music and Reviews. None in a week, none in a video. This week we have an Ltd Ec 256. This has a flame maple top on it. I'm sure that's a real thin veneer. This particular guitar was made in Indonesia. There is not a scratch on this instrument. It still has the plastic on the back, the way it looks. I borrowed this and was in desperate need of some help. The frets were dirty, the fretboard was dirty, the pickups were set almost where they were touching the strings. It needed some help, and it needed a new set of strings. The strings were really corroded. These aren't bad, you know, for a Les Paul style guitar. It does have a set neck. It doesn't have a bolt-on neck. Again, these are made in Indonesia. The back, well, I wouldn't swear to it. That may be mahogany, but these have a poly coating on them, so you really can't see the grain all that well, and they are very glossy finish. As far as being a Les Paul style guitar, these aren't bad. These have a thin neck on them, which I like. A volute, has a volute on the back. ESP branded tuners. There's not a scratch in the top. Again, it needed a little bit of a setup because things were way out of whack in this. I don't know if when they bought it they ever set it up or anything like that. There's no sharp fret ends. There wasn't when I borrowed it, but again, them pickups were set way too high. I like to have those, you know, around 3 millimeters away when I'm on the very top fret, which that's where I set them. I don't know where they're supposed to be, but they sound pretty good there, and they don't give me any buzzing or anything. This neck is straight as an arrow. Thin body, very thin body. It isn't as thin as the thin line Ibanez's or even the new Schecter model. I think that's the CR6. That's really thin. This is thin, a lot thinner than a Les Paul. It's a lot lighter than a Les Paul. It does play very similar. Pickups are pretty hot. The neck one with a little bit too much bass gets kind of muddy, but the bridge one is pretty good for what these are. These are probably used $350, $400. New $550, $600, depending on what top is on it. Again, this one is a flame maple, and it does move around a little bit. That's definitely a veneer, but I don't know I couldn't swear how thick it is. I didn't pull the pickups out to see what kind of cap is on there, but I'll bet it isn't very thick, but it does move around, so it isn't a sticker. Like the old days, you used to, oh, I got a flame maple top. No, you got a sticker. This one does move around in the light, so it is definitely wood. Again, I couldn't tell you how thick that cap is, but we're gonna do a little bit of a clean distortion, then a very small demo with this. what'd you think of the Ltd T56, EC T56? I think this is a great guitar. I'd love to have this particular guitar myself. There's no buzzing whatsoever in the electronics. It's perfect. You know, to get a set neck and most of the, you know, the Eppies and stuff like that are going to be $600-700 now. To find one of these, you know, I've seen them used for $350-400. New, I know they're over $5 new. Make sure that everything is set up on it. If you buy one used, just take it to the luthier. Make sure that somebody didn't start screwing down on the pickups and get them too close to the strings, because they just aren't going to sound right. You want a little bit of distance in there, and not too much distance either, because then they don't sound right there either. This one does have a 3-way switch on it. I didn't mention that. Beyond that, I think it's a great guitar. I think it's worth the money. If you're in the market for a Les Paul style guitar with a set neck on it, I wouldn't shy away from one of these over an Epiphone, just because it's lighter. It does have a belly cut in it, which most of the Epiphones don't, unless you get into the you know, the limited edition stuff and the moderns. But beyond that, I think this is a great guitar. I would not shy anybody away from one of these. Again, I would make sure it was set up, and I don't think you can go wrong with it. I think you could go out and play this guitar a lot, and because it doesn't say Gibson on the top, who cares? It doesn't say Epiphone on the top, who cares? As long as it plays nice for you. And this particular guitar is great now. I mean, the way it was when I took it, it was unplayable because it needed help. It needed a little work. But I give this back, and I think the guy will really appreciate it. But I appreciate you stopping by and checking out my video. Hope you join me again next week. Another video of some sort. Hope you enjoyed this guitar, and don't shy away from one of these if you're in the market for a guitar. Again, that is not a sticker. That is actually wood on that flame maple. That does move around when you move it in the light, so that's not a sticker. Again, I don't know how thick that is, but it's definitely a veneer, I'm sure. So, hope you join me again next week. Hit the like and share if you liked it. If you don't. You don't have to. I'll see you next week. I'm Ltd Ec. Take care.